Million dollar question. Do you think this teacher is doing too much? Let's talk about it. Welcome back or welcome to Uncle ABL. And in today's video, we're talking about a teacher who has gone viral after he recorded a video of himself getting his braids taken out by students in class. Now, there's a lot of opinion about this. Some say that he might be a groomer trying to get these girls comfortable when they should not be in that situation. Some say that it's not really inappropriate. It's okay. You guys are just overreacting, doing too much. I have my opinion about it, but first things first, I just want to say the obvious before anything. I think he knows what he's doing is on the edge. He has to know. You can't go to school, get whatever kind of degree you need to get, probably a graduate degree in education, and not understand how to deal with students. For me, I don't think it's about grooming. It could be. We'll talk about that in a minute. I think it's about having healthy boundaries that he was not respecting, and he knows that he was on the line of not respecting the boundaries. So I don't have any sympathy for him. Now, I've heard a rumor that he might be in jeopardy of losing his job. If he does, I think that he brought it on himself. Now, before I go any further, let's get to the clip here. And I may pause it at certain points to give my 2 cents, but I'm going to try to let it play. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we?
Straight from the beginning.
Let's go ahead and stir.
What did he say? I'm going to stir the pot. So he already knows that what he's doing is on the edge. But let's continue.
Stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people were just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may.
So a little bit of context. He was live streaming on TikTok, of course, and people in the chat were saying certain things. So he re-uploaded the video from that stream, and he's talking over it, addressing the issues with him and the girls in the class taking his braids out. And by the way, this is not an abnormal scene to have girls taking your braids out, but it wouldn't be in the classroom. I've never seen this happen in the classroom with a teacher. I've seen it happen with students, but never a teacher. There's always a boundary in between the teacher and the students. We'll get to that in a minute.
Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school, and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video, and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number 2, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever.
I have a question. What are these kids' reading scores like? What are their math scores like? How well are they doing in school? They got all this stuff going on. They're doing hair in class, but can they read on grade level? I don't know. I don't know where this man is, where these kids are, but let's talk about that part. It appears like we're worried about other things aside from reading, writing, and arithmetic, but different story. Again, I digress.
And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I wrote all of them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate.
If was the 5th, we all be drunk, but that ain't what's going on, okay? That's not what's going on. If you were a female teacher, there'd still be comments because you're in class. It'll just be different comments like, okay, y'all don't have anything better to do. Why do this in class? Why not do it at a hair salon or somebody's front porch stoop or something like that? Again, this act of the braids being taken out is very common. You can see that anywhere, at somebody's house, in their front porch, at a salon, at a basketball game, even within the classroom. I've seen people get their hair braided in class when I was a kid. Real talk. That wasn't really abnormal. But I've never in my life seen the teacher cross the boundary. And the issue I have with this guy is that he knows that there's a boundary that you can't cross. That's why they call you Mr. Smith, Mr. Johnson. They ain't gonna call you Ted or Bill or whatever, because it's like, okay, I'm not one of your classmates. You have to respect me. You have to respect my authority. You have to take certain direction from me as the instructor. I am, for lack of better words, the parent in the situation, and you are the child. It's not going to be like we're going to be on the same wavelength. That's like calling your mom by her first name. You're not going to do that.
Appropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair.
Now, there's more. It's about 4 minutes long, but you get the idea of what's going on. So he's getting his hair taken down in class. He is doing this after class is over. Some kids were able to get out early because they were doing well. All this, that, and the third. They can be on their phone, whatever. And his excuse is, well, hey, man, I had to get to a hair appointment. I ain't have a lot of time. So I was recruiting some of these girls to come take my hair down for me. And I don't think they got paid anything. It was just more like, yo, help Mr. Bob Johnson, whatever his name is. Help Mr. Johnson out. And that's pretty much that on that. Okay, but there's more. This wasn't the only time he did something like this. Oh, yeah, this was not the only time. So look, here he is getting his nails done in class. Okay, so what's the excuse here? First, the excuse was, well, I didn't have any time. Had to go to an appointment, all this, that, and the third. And now you're getting your nails done. You couldn't find time to go to the Vietnamese shop and get your nails and your whatnots done.
No way you're still embarrassing yourself online. I'm gonna make you look foolish for a second time.
And then he's responding to somebody that says, why would I let my daughter paint my nails? Of course, this isn't about painting her father's nail. This is about painting another grown man's nails.
You bet your ass I let my students paint my nails before. The student that you see in this video has goals and aspirations to be a nail tech. Not only does she do nails, she does hair, makeup, she's a dancer, super intelligent. She's pretty much a jack of all trades. Since that's the homie, she came up and saw my nails looking a little rough, and she decided she wanted to give me a fresh, clear coat.
Listen here, I'm uncle. I have nieces, nephews, and whatnot. I don't refer to any of them as my homie. Okay, I'm a cool uncle. We can go. I take you to a baseball game or whatever. It's fine, but understand that I am, and since your mom or your dad's not here, I'm on the same level as them. I'm not them, but I'm on the same level as them. You understand? So this ain't no buddy situation. This is niece, nephew, uncle. That's how it is. This ain't cousin. This ain't bestie. This ain't little homie. This is niece, nephew, uncle. And in your case, you're not even related. You're just a teacher. You need to keep that level of division. You got to keep that boundary up. And if you don't, now you're going to have problems. And again, I'm not going to say that this guy is a groomer. I'm not going to say that he is a PDF file, if you catch my drift. Shout out to the YouTube censors. I'm not going to say that. But what I am saying is that PDF files and groomers and people like this operate just like that. They get the kids comfortable, get them to kind of be buddy, and that's when they push up on them. It's always like that. So if I'm a parent, I don't allow this kind of behavior to happen at all. I would not want this guy or anyone like that around my kids, because even if he doesn't mean anything wrong, people that mean wrong behave the same way. Now, here he is talking about he might get fired. Okay, let's check it out.
Amidst all the controversy that has come from this video that I posted, I wanted to come on here and read some of the messages that my students are sending me during. Some of the messages that they've been sending me.
Okay, I ain't even gonna play that, but you guys understand what's going on. He's about to start crying because he's getting messages like this here. Okay, this is what he posted. This is what he claims that they sent. Dear Mr. White, we hope you're doing well during these tough times. We wanted to let you know that we appreciate you as our teacher, and we hope that the best of you in your future. We hope you come back, and we want you to keep your head up. Like Tupac said, In appreciation of you, we cleaned up your class. Thank you for all that you do for us. So this is not really bad reading. Okay. And then the caption says, got to send my email today. Love my kids. And then he says, we also fed your kids for you. And the kids are the animals. And one particular part of the clip that I showed earlier, they were petting some kind of iguana, some kind of bearded dragon. Let me see if I can find that part. Okay. So you can see the bearded dragon right there. And then they're petting the dragon. See, now we're doing way too much. It's too close. And these are not your children. These are your students. There needs to be a level of division. If you're just one of the kids in the class, that's one thing, but you're not that. You are a teacher, and there should be a boundary in between you and the kids. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Again, I'm not going to say the guy's a groomer, but groomers behave that way. Groomers get kids comfortable, and then they push up on them. If I'm a parent and I have kids in his class, I would not want him to behave that way. And I know that he knows what he's doing is kind of on the edge. You heard it from the very beginning. Oh, you're going to stir the pot. You know what you're doing. And now you may lose your job as a result. My advice to anybody out there, any teacher, don't cross those boundaries. They're there for a reason. Even if you don't mean anything wrong, even if you don't mean any harm, people who behave like that often do mean harm. And we've seen case after case after case of teachers abusing their students, male and female. So keep everything professional. Don't do anything weird, and you should be okay. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.